What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. Want to bring you all an update today of XRP. Right now we're sitting at 25.5 cents. We're up 5.67%. We had a nice little move come in last night. And what we're going to be looking at here, guys, you can kind of see it's an odd looking symmetrical triangle. This is what I've been paying attention to, at least right now. My current position, I've been in XRP around 23 cents. So what I was looking at here was a potential symmetrical triangle. I know it looks a little odd here, but we are still having our higher lows and our lower highs coming in. So we're starting to get that symmetrical triangle, and all this is based on the 4-hour time frame. So each candle here is going to represent 4 hours. But what we were looking at was a potential either break to the upside here or the downside. And it's nice to see that we did get that upside break, and we actually made a higher high than what we previously had around that 25.5 cents. We got up above it a little bit, but what we're going to need is that sustained volume. Right now, if we take a look at our volume, we'll go to Coin Checkup here. XRP right now is at 2.17 billion in terms of our volume. Overall, guys, the market cap is at 11.16 billion. You can see the price here. But as we look down through, you can take a look at all the different volumes. For Bitcoin's at around 29 billion, Ethereum's at 13 billion, Litecoin down here is at 5.86 billion. So what we really need to see is even more volume for XRP. I want to see that volume continue to swell as we break out of here. But what we were looking at in terms of a symmetrical triangle, you'll get that consolidation. The trend since about December 18th has been up. So we're trying to align ourselves with the trend, and what we've been making is higher highs and higher lows until we kind of got in this little area here of this symmetrical triangle. And what I don't like about this symmetrical triangle is this gap here, or this black space. You really want to have a lot of chop back and forth, but I still drew these lines, and you can see how we broke out from that. So it was significant. Sorry guys, my screen just flipped there on me, but it was significant. You can see we had a very strong candle there, and this candle was pretty close to almost a Marabazoo candle, which is one of the strongest candles you can get. We had a little bit of wick on the bottom here. Traditionally with a Marabazoo, you want no wick on the bottom, no wick on the top, just that straight shot, and that's basically what we had. And now in terms of the 4-hour here, guys, what we're looking at here is a potential gravestone doji. We're going to have to wait till we close on the 4-hour time frame here, but you see a lot of profit taking up in this area. So we made it all the way up to around 26.270 right up there, and then we started to see that profit taking, and now this is what's considered a gravestone doji, but we haven't closed like that yet. So that's the important thing. You always want to wait for a close, because we could have a candle that's looking like this, and then by the time we get that close, it could look completely different. So never just go off a candle based on what's taking place until you actually see that close there. So that's really important for us. But it was nice that we had a little bit heavier volume, and we started to break to the upside, so that continuation is still to the upside. And if we look at this, we're up above our 20, our 40, our 50, and our 200 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, and I think that's very significant. And what I had here, guys, I believe it was around, I think 24 cents. I was starting to get an alarm last night. Yes, I believe it was right around here is where I put my alert. So I started to get an alarm there, and it was showing us that we were having that upside break. So I was excited to look at it this morning, but we're just going to have to see if we get that continued follow through. And let me click out of that, guys. I don't know why that keeps going back and forth, but it's important that we continue to make these higher highs and higher lows for us, because what eventually we want to do is make it to the point where we can challenge this 30 cents again. This is a big area for us. We hit it several times. We had a lot of fight back over in here. We've wicked up to it in this area, and this was back last year in September. We've had all this fight and this chunk back over here. So this is definitely going to be a big area of resistance for us. If we can continue this move to the upside, we're going to need to get over that 30 cents. Now, ultimately, guys, as we're looking at this 4 hours here, we want to stay up above these moving average, especially this 200 moving average right here, because once we finally got up above it, and it was January 5th, 2020, we made a very strong move, and we actually back tested it, found support, and the bulls stepped in, and we've continued this move. And that's why I wanted to align myself with the trend. When I saw an opportunity at 23 cents, you know, that's where I wanted to jump in. And now what I actually have is a break-even stop loss on that, with the continuation. Hopefully that's going to play out. I want to continue to ride this, and then as the price continues to go up, you can either keep your stop loss at break even, or you can do what's called a trailing stop loss and continue to move that up behind you as the price continues to move up. That's just the way that I like to play it. Next, what I wanted to do is take a look at the one-day chart. And guys, I apologize if I'm coughing or sneezing or anything here. I'm not feeling the best today. like I said, I got back from my trip and just the weather changes and everything. It's about a 40-degree change. My allergies, everything's messing with me, so I apologize. But what we're looking at here now in terms of the one-day chart, I want to get this symmetrical triangle off here because I really want to pay attention to the moving averages and show you some key areas that we're running into now. So for XRP, we're up above our 20 moving average, we're up above our 40, we're up above our 50 on the one-day chart, which is really good. So that trend is starting, at least on the short term to intermediate term, is starting to move up. We're in that nice uptrend, and that's what we were looking for after we had this big climax dump right here. But what we're seeing here is a little bit of rejection at this 200-day moving average. And the reason, guys, is it's so important for us to get up above this. Long-term investors look for this 200-day moving average. And also, guys, if you get some from this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends. I'm always going to try to do the best I can. Remember, I'm not a professional here. I'm just self-taught, really trying to learn this stuff, and I want to bring it to you the best that I can. But in terms of this 200-day moving average, take a look. We have not been up above it since July 10th, 2019. When we lost that, we started this really nasty downtrend. So now what we're trying to do is start having candle closes up above it so we can start a really nice uptrend and start challenging some of these higher numbers. Like that 30 cents is going to be a big area for us, and then we'd look up to around 40 cents and then be all the way up to around this 50 cents that we had back in June and July before we just really started this wicked downtrend for over 6 months now. But it's important for us to start having candle closes up above that 200-day moving average, because that's going to show long-term investors that they can start jumping in and this trend has truly changed. Some people will play it, with a 20-day moving average, and once you're up above that, they'll start trading it a little bit more short term. Some will be on the 40, some will be on the 50, and then the 200. Some people like to see us up above all those, and that's what we're looking for here. But we're seeing a little bit of rejection, so we're going to have to really look at this candle close for the week, or I'm sorry, for the day today. When we get that close at around 7 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to look for that daily candle close, and I want to see if we're up above that or if we're going to see a lot of rejection. So I'm still going to have my alarm at that 0.24721, so I know if we're starting to drop back down. And then I also wanted another alert around that 0.21667, because that was our previous higher low that we set where the bulls stepped in and started pushing us to the upside. But it's so important for us to get up above this 200-day, guys. If we get up above that, I'm sure more volume most likely is really going to swell into XRP, and big things could happen for it. So I'm definitely keeping my eye on that. I think it's something that's important for us, and I don't want to underestimate moving averages. I've seen how beneficial they are in my trading, and I always want to align myself with the moving averages. Now, in terms of the RSI, we're at 66 right now, so we're not in that overbought territory. We're looking good. You can see we're building some strength right here, making higher lows, so we just want to see that continue. And remember, in the cryptocurrency space, it can get so overextended. We've had XRP on the one day up in the 90s before, and we've also had it down here, guys, extremely low, down around 20 before. I've seen it at 14, 15 before. So just know we can get very overextended. So this run may not be done. We may still have a lot to push through here once we get up above that 200-day moving average, which I think is going to be important for us. The next one I wanted to check out was our stock RSI. In terms of the stock RSI, we're at 80 and 69 right there. You can see we had our bullish cross, and that was with a bullish engulfing candle, and that kind of set us off there, guys. And that's what I like to look at, is that bullish stochastic cross with a bullish candlestick pattern with a little bit more volume coming in. Typically, that'll show you that you're going to start to get that nice move to the upside, just like we had here when we had a bullish piercing pattern with that cross on heavier volume. It set us off to the upside. So now we're just looking for that continuation, and that's what I want to see here. So that's the MACD, that's the stochastic, and then the next one we're going to look at is our MACD. And this is on the one day, and we are also getting a nice MACD cross here, and you can see the histogram is also starting to tick to the upside. So the MACD is looking pretty decent here, guys. I mean, overall, XRP is not looking too bad. We're in that short-term uptrend. Now it's just really getting through this 200-day moving average on the one-day chart there. I think that's going to be one of the most significant things for us to try to get through. So that's what I wanted to bring to you all today. I also wanted to see what your guys' thoughts were. If you're watching the Super Bowl tonight, who do you think is going to win? Are you rooting for the Chiefs? Are you rooting for the 49ers? I'd love to see what you guys would put down low truthfully, guys, I just want to see a good game. Neither team's really my team. It's just I want to see a good game. I know the Chiefs, from what I was reading at least, haven't been there in quite a long time, and I'm a guy who I always root for the underdog, so I kind of want to see the underdog win. So I'm probably going to be rooting for the Chiefs in this game tonight, but overall, I just want to see a good game. But you guys let me know down below who you think's going to win, who you're rooting for. If you guys are from California, let me know. If you're from Kansas City there, guys, Kansas City Chiefs, let me know. It'd be very interesting to see. But this is what I want to show you for XRP. Hopefully we can get over this 200, guys. We can keep running, and we'll just see what happens. So that's what I wanted to leave you with today. Didn't want to make it too long, but I think this is an important thing for us. We're really starting to get out of that wicked downtrend that we've been in for so long. So let me know down below, guys. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share with your friends. God bless each and every one of you. Take care.